Okay people, this is the layout of my kit, just for an overnighter. My wife always says, bloody hell, you're only going for one night, you're not going for a week. But I think you find that in kit wise you probably need as much for one night as you do for several nights. The only difference being is food. So it's not the lightest of stuff, but it's the lightest the stuff that I have. Over time, as I do a little bit more of this, I will exchange things out. I've got ideas for sort of different sleep systems for when the weather gets a little bit better. But anyway, I'll just go for it. Now, I've had this OEX rucksack for a while now. It's not the lightest. I think it weighs around about 4 kilos, which is quite heavy really. But say for the moment I'm not prepared to spend a lot of money on a much lighter rucksack, but maybe I will as time goes on. But it's a 60 litre, which is probably far too big. I did try and squeeze all this stuff into a 30 litre, but it was sort of like just pulling out of the seams. I just about managed to squeeze it all in, but it was extremely tight and it wasn't very comfortable. So it might be easier just to have a bigger pack, which will sit better. So that's the OEX Valo 60 plus 10. Then the tent is the Nature Hike Cloud Up one, and what I've done, this will be the first time I'll be using it sort of in anger as such. I've taken, that's the inner in that bag, in the original bag. The outer and the footprint I've put in a dry bag. I am expecting wet weather tonight, so therefore it makes sense to have it separate. And the poles and the pegs are obviously in there. And the write-up for them says you have to pitch them inner first. Well, I have seen a couple of YouTube channels where they've pitched the slightly larger versions of these outer first. So I'm going to give that a go tonight, hence the reason why I've split everything up. Okay, and then in front of that is a bag which is just got my electrical stuff in. I've got a charger in there, I've got a few leads, I've got a light, a head torch. New to me, it's a little Petzl, so I'm giving that a try out for the first time tonight. I'll show you later. A few leads in there, and I've just chucked a lighter in there as well, so you never have enough lighters. Ignition. At the back that's my my poo kit, just in case I get caught short. And in front is probably my lightest item. That's my cook kit. In there is a 750 Toaks titanium pot. There's a homemade meths burner. Also there's a titanium mug, a spoon, another lighter, and a few other little bits and pieces, all self-contained in there. And then there's a titanium windshield in there. So yeah, that's quite nice and lightweight. My food bag, just a few snacks, a few bars for the day, a couple of coffees, some porridge for tomorrow morning. I've never used these things before. It's a Wayfarer ready to eat meal, so I'm going to give that a go. That's steak and vegetables, see what that's like. Okay, moving on to the sleep system. It's in there is, I'm going to probably compress it a little, not that much more, but that's my Pipe Dream 400 down sleeping bag. Quite warm, but just recently I've become a fairly cold sleeper, so I'm throwing in, because there's no weight to it, It's the Sea to Summit Thermalite reactor. The write-up tells you that it will add 10 degrees to your bag, but that's probably wrong. Probably no more than probably 5 at the best, but at least it adds a little bit extra. I'm going for a little bit of comfort. This is my X-Ped. It's the Simmat ultralight 9cm bag. It's got an R value of 6, so that should keep me toasty warm. And there's the schnozzle bag underneath it to blow it up. That's reasonably heavy, and as I say, like my future plans is probably to go with I've got an Outkit cloud base, but unfortunately they're absolutely useless in the winter because there's no R value at all, so there's no insulation properties, where that is quite nice and comfortable and insulating. Then I can't sleep without a pillow. This I've found to be the best one. I've tried loads and loads of pillows. This is the Helium Pillow from Decathlon. Quite comfortable, quite nice, and quite lightweight as well. That's my pillow. First aid kit, I've doctored that one. It was one I bought ages ago, and I've sort of added bits and pieces to it. So that's my first aid kit, the obligatory map. But where I'm walking today is a fairly straightforward path. I won't need the map. I have done it before. Yeah. Dry bag with some spare clothes, not a lot. I put a pair of long johns in there for sleeping in tonight. A spare t-shirt, which I will probably sleep in tonight and then use for tomorrow. So that's in there. There's a down jacket there, which compresses nice and small, so that's sort of something to keep me warm when I stop. 2 bottles of water, and I haven't filled them up yet, but these are these smart bottles which everyone seems to be using at the moment, 600ml, so that'll be enough for one night out. I do have a Sawyer mini filter which I will add to this kit for longer journeys, and then sort of like top up where I can. In these 2 dry bags is my waterproof coat and my waterproof over trousers. As like I said, we are expecting rain tomorrow morning, so nice to be covered for that. Then I've got a really cheap, nasty little sit mat, which will make it nice and comfortable for where I sit down. And then there's this canvas floor mat, quite small, part of the David Fryer's range. Very useful bit of kit where you can just lay it down and do what you need. I shall put that in the porch of the tent. Then last but not least, it's just a beanie hat and a pair of gloves. I don't like wearing gloves that often, but they'll probably come in more in handy when I've actually stopped. So that's all it. I'll put it all packed away, put it in there in the rucksack, and then give you a total weight. I'm expecting it to come in probably around about the 18-19 pound mark, 20 pound, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, right. I don't know if you can see that, but that comes in at 12 kilos. A little bit heavier than I would like, but that is with all the water, my food, that is everything in there. So with a lighter pack, I can get it down. With a few other things, I can probably get that down below 10. So yeah. Right, okay. That's me setup.